Today we're going to be looking at a Plat Ashe player on Junkertown. Their name is Sauce Maestro. Looks like this was a placement match, and throughout his placement matches, the games are ranging between Plat 2 to Plat 4. Quote unquote, some GMs I've spoken to say I got the chops to fit in around Diamond 3 to Diamond 2. So it looks like this guy thinks that he deserves at least Diamond, possibly even mid-Diamond. So let's go ahead and watch the replay. And yeah, chat, help me out here. I just said chat, I'm so sorry. Viewers? So all the codes got refreshed last Tuesday. So he did this. When he sent this to me, it was day 1. So somebody literally picked Hog right after the rework and was like, yeah, I'm gonna roll with a reworked Hog. Actually, they're like mirroring? Wow. True to Junkertown, am I right? Okay. I would have been pinging that the Reaper was still alive in the back line. Thankfully, he didn't actually kill anyone. One thing I really like to do, especially when you know that they don't have a one-shot character, is he could have, you know where he was peeking behind us on around the building? I would have put myself onto high ground by now. I mean, if you have that ability, right not, you know? Like, take the roof, because you don't have to worry about anyone one-shotting you. We hear the Reaper clomping. He's looking. Okay, at least he turned for it. That's huge. Okay. I don't know if the dynamite was necessarily given to try to burn the Reaper. You hear the TP. I hear him. He's top left. I would turn like now, a little bit sooner. That was a good life grip. As I said, the way he threw the dynamite looked like it was for the Reaper. I would have thrown it behind the payload just so you could like get multiple people on fire. He already has Bob though, which is good. All right, well, it's just kind of a it's a bit of a shit show right now. That's fine. I have not seen him take high ground yet. It's very interesting. Okay, now he does. That's good. Okay. His aim is honestly not bad. He might ult. I don't think he has it yet though, actually. Okay, I was really worried about it. Nice kills. You're okay, huge rip. That's a good dynamite. That was a really good one. Okay, let's actually focus more on like where he's placing his bobs. So we know that the Reaper has ult at this point, right? He hasn't used it once. His aim's really good. I think it's good. It's just that I don't see him taking high ground when he could. He's very, very much attached to like playing corners. I've seen a couple of dynamites where I'm like, I don't know if it's really worth it. I think if you like, farming dynamite is one of like the biggest. Okay, at least he's aware that the Reaper is there. Yeah, so he should be pinging him and telling his team that he's gonna Death Blossom up top. What? How did? What was that? Okay, that Sojourn is not aware. He's. This is a waste of your time. Don't do this unless there's absolutely nothing to shoot at. Okay? Like, you need to know what your, like, effective range is. Like, unless you're, like, there's nothing to shoot at or you just really want to ego someone. Like, you would have had to land 3 headshots straight in order to kill the soldier from this range. The range you want to operate around is, like, 30 meters or lower or less. That is, like, that's, like, 60 meters right there. It's just not worth your time. Like, your time could be better suited. If he wanted to, he could have moved up here. Like, he could have been up there where the Hog is instead. Like, not now, obviously, but when he was trying to, like, poke at the soldier, and it just wasn't worth his time. You know what I mean? Like, you might as well be AFK. Like, you have to think about how you can get value. all the time. There's nothing to shoot at and you're bored, do that. If there's still nothing to shoot at, think about if you can dynamite around the corner and farm your ult. That's the thing with Ashe. Like, it's not always about clicking heads. He's doing it again. I just don't think it's worth it. That's huge. Okay. Wait, but we froze. We froze the. Wait. Oh, okay. I get. Was anyone in that Blizzard chat? I was on the ground, but I think the hog was high ground. Yeah. I think he's turning his attention to the hog, which might be good, except the hog. Okay, he's finally dead. I was gonna say it's hard to kill him with 2 supports up, right? Instead of always poking in the same predictable spot, like anybody with like a brain cell is gonna be like, oh, that Ashe is there, that Ashe is there, right? Like you can't keep poking from the same spot. Like Sauce pretty much poked from the same exact spot for all of second until just now, until the last 30 seconds of the fight. Like at one point he could have gone up here, obviously, if the hog isn't there, right? Like this way you have a better like LOS of everybody, right? Because like, okay, so if you see they have an Ana, the Ana and Cass, you couldn't even see them. If you're gonna shoot from over there, like there's no way you could have shot them. Imagine like surprising them from here, throwing the dynamite and farming it more. You could probably even like maybe catch the soldier off guard, who knows? But like this is a much better range to try to hit someone versus over there. You know what I mean? Another thing I like to do, especially when I know I have my Bob, is like, okay, so let's say you're starting here. Use your coach gun, boop, come over here, like flank. It's crazy, but do it. Like seriously, if you have Bob, do it. You can go, if you're afraid because there's people up there, then walk this way, right? Bob, and then dynamite. So what I always save dynamite, so when I bob them, and if Ana sleeps the bob, then you can still dynamite her. Can we contest this?
Okay, I'm searching.
Can we go in? Can we go in on this?
Yeah, you got it.
Let's go. If I was playing support, like he didn't even see a single damn support. You know what I mean? Like if I was playing support, I'd be like, yeah, I'm safe here. That Ashe is gonna stand there until like, you know, the end of time or something. I would definitely have swapped it up. And also not played outside of my effective range because it's just not worth your time. You always have to think about like, how are you gonna get value? I don't know if he's keeping track of, like he has, the cast has not dead-eyed. What I would do is stand on high ground here. If I'm desperate to try to farm Bob, this is like because he's 82%. Maybe he could have gotten Bob in time. Who knows? Maybe towards the end of this fight, he would have gotten it, right? Like if he had farmed, like what I like to do is push up because you have your boop. You can always boop yourself to safety. I would be on high ground and making sure that I'm applying the pressure so the cast, even though he can probably he'll walk out on dead-eye regardless. Just making sure he doesn't walk out on high ground and dead-eye for free. It's also really risky when you're below because like I don't know. I don't think he dies to the dead-eye. And in fact, the hog ends up killing the cast because where was the cast? Why did the cast drop? Well, he panicked. I think the cast panicked and dropped or something after dead-eye. And do you see his little butt? That's probably too close. You probably don't want to see that. Okay. He probably has a nice tush. I think he's very attached to playing corners, like a very traditional. He plays Ashe as if Ashe didn't have a boop, like a coach gun boop, you know? So. Cast, damn! Oh my goodness. Just an exchange of ults there. We dead-eyed, coalescence, blizzard, treed. Sauce, don't push the payload. Please get off the payload. Go on high ground. You don't need to, okay guys? Like, unless you're down to support. If you're down to support, then yeah, one of the DPS needs to push payload. But you're not. You literally have a life weaver here. You do not need to push payload. He could easily go onto the turbines right now. Like, yeah, he has Bob, but like if he didn't, he could go on top and farm Bob again, you know? This is not a position where you want to play. Thankfully, Greg sold the soldier and dies because he didn't get healed. He landed the dynamite. He got the kill, which looks good. But I think in higher elos, a soldier that says this ends now would have ended you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think positioning wise, it's just not the focus on like trying to get high ground isn't really there. I think I almost always get high ground. You know, it makes sense to have one. Oh my goodness. It makes sense to have one support pushed up. That way they have LOS of the tank to heal. That's okay. That's okay.
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
They didn't have their tank up, right? If I can recall. That's fine. One cheeky thing I like to do is, for an example, in like a touch OT scenario, if you start on high ground, right, you can drop and touch, and then you can boop yourself back up onto the turbines. Like, you touch, go back up. It's kind of like what Sombra does. Like, if you do that, like you might have maybe someone else on your team could have touched, and you know what I mean. Like you could have cycled through, so that you don't just like C9. Like it's possible. It's possible. I mean, I don't know as far as the coordination. I don't know who's in comms, but she got by she. I'm looking at the Ashe, but Sauce Maestro is a dude. He got nanoed, so you know the Ana's not that far off. Like, there's probably more people behind them. Another combo I do with Bob is I'll throw Bob, and I will boop whoever it is, like, into Bob. So, like, let's say, like, they're around the corner, I'm looking at them, I'll boop them back. So, like, because I threw Bob behind them, or something like that. There's like, little easy combos you can do, right? I don't think it's worth poking this. Maybe. I would land a dynamite first. I guess it's okay. There was really not too much. There's nothing else he could really shoot at. I mean, the soldier's there. I guess he could have looked down and shot the tank. Like, he had dynamite for a hot minute. I think I would have thrown that way early. Oh, it's not. Okay, it's good. I got worried because I saw the red again. I would literally be throwing dynamite on cooldown. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right. I mean, Moira faded, but it's on the hog. Always throw dynamite. Always farm dynamite. Farm it. I'm just happy the soldier is not that good because it's very easy to get your headshot off by a soldier. That's good. I knew that was going to be a headshot. Okay, you hear the Reaper? That's a good dynamite. Oh my goodness, the ego duel. Let's go. No, I mean, sorry. Poor Sauce. But I think it had to have taken guts for Greg, the soldier, to just like, you know, like he slid in so cool. That soldier slide thing is just, it's a cool little mechanic. He just looks so cool doing that. Always think about farming. Like there was a hot minute where I think he was kind of poking the soldier, and then he got low and he left, and then he went back up. You know, all that stuff happened. And then his team kind of died, and then the soldier slid in all cool. But like he kind of like didn't really think about dynamite the first fight he tried taking with the soldier. Like, just do it. Plus another thing too is that if you dynamite them, they're gonna be stressed. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're the soldier and you're burning, you're gonna be trying to aim, right? Like discharge that like right click, and then you're gonna be like pressing whatever button that's saying I need healing, right? Like you're gonna be busy because you're like, I'm fucking gonna die, like I'm burning. So I think that's another way of like trying to like, so for an example, I try not to take a Hanzo 1v1. It's just not smart. He not well, I mean, it could be she, he, they, who is playing Hanzo, but he, the character, can one-shot me. So I don't really try to, unless I know that they're not looking at me, not full HP. But if I absolutely have to, I will make sure to dynamite them first, just to stress them out a little bit. Okay. Okay. So at one point, his team actually got a Reaper, which might be necessary, honestly, just to cleave through like like the Hog. You know what I mean? Hog is just so... But back in the day, Hog versus Reaper, it wasn't very clear cut. It'd be like 50-50, honestly. Because like, especially... Actually, it's probably 60-40, because back in the day when Hog was able to one-shot Reapers, that was that... But I don't think he's able to do that anymore. So it's probably more 50-50 now. Okay, so he's landing good dynamites now. He finally has Bob, which is always good. Kind of slow on the farm, though. I'm not gonna lie. Another thing you guys can do is just don't blow up the dynamite. When you know, like for an example, he probably... You know... I'm not gonna pause, but in that moment, you knew they weren't gonna step back out. They're like, oh, that's dynamite. I'm not gonna walk there, you know? So what I would have done is just not blown it up. But sometimes people forget. Okay, so they should know the die is happening, right? Because he hasn't used it yet. You can always gauge also, because like we swapped to a Reaper after they've already had their Reaper, right? And they haven't Death Blossomed. If your own Reaper is that close to ult, like you know that theirs definitely has it. That's a good dynamite. That's a spicy dynamite there. I don't know why Greg gets caught out so much. That's really sad. Okay, so we have... Unfortunately, we don't have a tank right now. We're gonna fall back probably. Makes sense too, right? We can probably get the Kiriko. Nope, no. That's a good boop. It was a little slow, but that's good. Oh, that was a nice headshot by the Kiri. Okay, can we contest is the question. It's possible, right? Let's go. Let's go. I don't know. This is the part where I don't know what's going on. Everyone's just using shit. Their Hog is playing Spawn Simulator, but that's okay. It happens. This is a good angle. Guys, what did I tell you? What did I tell you on attack? Do you guys remember when they pushed a payload here and he was playing right around this corner and I literally was like, he should jump up here. This is a great angle. Like, yes, do this, do this. Go get health, please. You know, one straight orb is gonna mess you up.
I'm here. I can heal you.
I know, right? But also, I'm curious what their tank's doing because they've been playing Spawn Simulator like throughout second point a bit. It must be. I mean, it's almost fairly like it's literally a mirror. Almost. The only difference is like blue team has a Moira and they have a Kiriko, right? Like I'm just genuinely curious. Okay, so we have Bob. Let's see what happens. I love the high ground. I love that. So we know that the Reaper, look at him perched up like a gargoyle. We know that he's gonna drop down and probably he's setting up for a Death Blossom. Aim is good. Aim is pretty good. Beautiful aim. That's good. Okay. Okay. That's the second time. So like, I want to shout out Sauce, okay? That was the second time. Remember the first time when the Reaper was hiding in that little door right before second? And he boofed the Reaper and the Kiriko headshotted him? Like that Reaper has been trying to ult for the past 2 fights. So like, he's really contributing there. Like that's great. He's doing it now probably. But he telegraphed that to the entire fucking world. Like, everybody knew. I swear. You would have been able to headshot him probably with your eyes closed. Like, at that point, that Reaper, like, you're in his head. Like, he's stressed. He's struggling. People on his team are probably typing, that's good, Bob. That's good, Bob. Are typing ult already. Like, they're yelling at Reaper probably, you know? Ooh, okay, maybe. Careful. You hear your Ana? That's huge. Okay, that's huge. Dude, Sauce has come alive. I was gonna say, I heard the sleep from the Ana. I would have probably gone down or gotten LOS of the Ana to heal up. But this is, I am proud. They have. He has honestly come alive towards the end. Wait, what? Why do you need to walk here? Just, I don't think, okay, I swear back in the day, in order to free cam, you'd have to go into third person first. I don't think that's the case. You can just click free cam and then just press N. Why did they go across this way? Like maybe they play a lot of casts or something. You don't have to go, just wait for the turbines. Come over here. wait for the turbines, and just walk on over. Just cross on over. Look both ways first. At this point, what I would have done is I would have chased. I would have for sure. You would have already seen me here in the middle of the turbines. If if you're especially if your team is rushing, like look how far up your team is. They're like literally there's 5 seconds left. Okay, ball is probably gonna touch. Moira's gonna die touching. We can burn the Bob. That's easy. Okay. Nice. Match ranks that he was playing were between Plat 4 and Plat 2. Okay. Some GMs I've spoken to say I got the chops to fit in around Diamond 3 to Diamond 2. Okay. So I think he's playing probably around like Plat 2 to Plat 1, I think. Just because I think he relies on his aim, which honestly is very good. I think it's quite good. So mechanically, I don't think he has a problem with that. But I think when it comes to like turning the tide and actually making a play, like a 3K Bob, like when it comes to doing things like that, you definitely have to play a little bit more like not as predictable. Like if I was the enemy like support or DPS, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's the Ashe. They're gonna stay around the corner for that whole fight and more, right? Or like if I notice I don't even take high ground and I get to take that high ground for free, I'd be like, cool. Or if I'm a support and I'm like, why is this Ashe trying to like kill me from that range? Like you can't not one shot me.